Hello folks, welcome to my channel.
Good job. Good job, baby.
uh, it's our channel.
Good job. Anything else?
No.
That was wonderful. Folks, welcome to our cooking show today. Gonna make a little pork soup, a little pork stir fry, however it turns out. Fatima complains that I always cook the same thing, but she always is so happy to eat my food because it's absolutely delicious. Hope the audio does a little bit better today because I'm using my Sennheiser wireless mics. Folks, I got a great audio system. Sennheiser is the top of the line. Just takes a little bit to set it up, you know, versus just leaving the shotgun mic on top of the camera. So hopefully the audio is a little bit better today. It's a beautiful day here in the Philippines, a little bit cloudy, sunshine, partly cloudy, partly sunny, not raining. It's just a beautiful day. Wife number one here, she ate some food from the Carinderia this morning. What'd you eat, baby? Ampalaya, something else. She's been craving a fish. And I told her, I said, look, you know, my experience going to the Angeles public market over there, if you don't go in the morning, folks, there ain't many people over there. I really shut down during the day. There's just a few vendors. So I told her, I said, I'm not humping all the way over there to see if they got fish right now because it ain't the right time of day. Not much going on. You know, we watched that Manny Pacquiao fight yesterday. You know, Manny got robbed in Vegas. I thought he went the distance and got it done, but that's just a lesson. You know, never leave your fate in the hands of the judges. You just never do it. You got 12 rounds to prove yourself, and that's easy philosophy for me to say because I wasn't in there in that fight. And I know how hard it is, folks. You know, throughout my years as a younger man, I used to go to boxing, and not that I was good at it. And then my older years, got into Muay Thai. And at the end of a 5-minute round, you were just absolutely exhausted. I mean, just absolutely exhausted. I'd go 3 5-minute rounds, and at the end, it's like you want to just damn throw up because you're just out of gas. You just cannot give anymore. So don't get me wrong, lots of respect for both those fighters, but personally, I thought Manny Pacquiao was on top in most of the rounds. So hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, baby, I'm gonna start cooking. And as I cook, you just come over here and do the dishes and look pretty, okay? Wow, you're looking beautiful today. But I'm wondering if you put a bra on and if I'm gonna have to edit out or blur out any nipple violations.
But it's long distance of business.
It's what?
It's a long distance.
Long distance so they can't see? I'm sure nobody's complaining, baby, but you know, come on. It's a family-friendly show we got going on here. You know what I mean? I know it's hot, baby, but we're in the...
I'm not comfortable.
You're not comfortable wearing a bra because it's hot, right? I got it, but baby, we're in the family-friendly YouTube business here. I'm trying to run a world-class cooking show that makes, you know, old Gordon Mother Ramsay look weak. And if I got to blur out any of my cooking because you got nipple violations going on, that's not family-friendly. And also might be a little violation on them shorts. Too much booty, too much pressure per square inch on them shorts.
Someone is wearing a bikini but no violation than me. I'm wearing a shirt. They have?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, folks, if you go on YouTube and you do certain searches, I mean, just do a search for Brazilian wax, you know, educational video, and you're going to look at some interesting footage and how they get away with that. But you know, a dude like me, if I go into a bar, get banned for you know, filming ladies dancing on a pole. That's not fair, but that's life. All right, baby, so I guess you're okay. All right, let me get to cooking. Let me get to cooking here, folks. I'll show you what we're working with. Hey, sweetie. Here, you come over here and say hello. Come here.
Mom.
You want my mom? Folks, here's Maria Mercedes, and she wants some mom, which is Tagalog or something for water. And most of the time when she wants some mom, she just gets a quick sip to wet her whistle. All right, is that good? Yeah?
Hindi ako dada.
Maybe.
Hindi.
Now, folks, Maria doesn't like it when Fatima tries to give me a kiss.
Idada.
All right, babe, don't.
Dad is cooking.
Honey.
Hindi.
Magluluto si Dada.
Yeah, so she gets jealous when Fatima tries to give a kiss, and then when this dude right here, he gets jealous too when he's not in the mix. Love it, folks. Okay, sweetie, Papa's gonna cook, okay? Oh, there we go. You're getting heavy now. Eating all of Papa's good cooking. Okay, Papa's gonna cook, sweetie. All right, folks, I'll show you what we're working with here. Fatima has chopped up pork chop and some onions there. Ooh, dripping pork juice all over the tripod, my wrist, and my foot. Oh, Lord. Baby, can you respond and help me clean up the pork juice? Oh, folks, this is an unscripted cooking show here. My Lord, I didn't plan on that. Yeah, get that pork juice. Got down into the, it went down into the crevice of this here tripod, which probably means in 3 or 4 days it's gonna start stinking. My gosh, got it on my foot. Baby, you wipe that down here. I'm trying to be the talent here. Right there, yeah. Check the tripod too. My goodness. And then I got this big, huge thing of vegetables. On top, we got the calabasa, potatoes, red peppers. Folks, if you, I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm just gonna say what I gotta say. A lot of times, you've heard the same thing over and over again, so I preface it by saying, hey, I've said this before. But you have to understand, a lot of the people who will watch a video are not subscribers. Yes, sweetie. A lot of people who watch a video are not subscribers. They've never seen a video before, so it's the first time they've watched a video on our channel. You guys and gals have seen, you know, hundreds of videos, and it sounds like I'm a broken record. Anyhow, what you doing, sweetie? The Angeles City Market, that's what I was about to say. The Angeles City Market, my goodness, the prices are better. The vegetables are fresher. For me, it's like night and day compared to Subic. Well, that's kind of dirty with some pork. Compared to Subic, Alongapo. Now, bread on Subic is one thing, Alongapo is a little bit cheaper, but Angeles City Market's got them beat. Fresher, cheaper, bigger selection, obviously. And so living over here, we eat better and we spend less money on food, if that makes any sense. Let me get the olive oil coming down here. And all I'm gonna do is fire this guy up, and I'm working with a gas stove here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Got a little gas stove, and sometimes it's temperamental. That back burner don't wanna, okay, there we go. So all I'm gonna do is let that water boil off, then throw a little olive oil on it. Okay, that's their water. Now folks, out of beer, there's a liquor ban here in Angeles City, and we heard through the grapevine that there's a liquor ban in Barrio Barreto now. That's the word coming out of Barreto. I don't know for a fact, so if that's wrong. But I did talk to Janice. She said there is a liquor ban up there on the Subic side, and also a pseudo lockdown where, you know, if you live on the Subic side, you can't cross the Mata N River and go to Olongapo, and Olongapo can't go to Subic. That's what she's reporting. So I'm under a liquor ban here. I'm out of beer, but I do have 2 bottles of Jim Beam left. So I'm just trying to maximize my Jim Beam for the taste and the flavor. So I'm drinking a Jim Beam and water. Folks, you talk about Murphy's Law. It's like the minute I start recording anything, that's when the children start hooping and hollering and carrying on and, you know, doing what young kids do. They're all calm and everything's good. Then I go to cooking. Once I start cooking, they want to hoop and holler. So she took them into the bedroom in there. They're gonna play in the bedroom, and I can't find my gloves. Folks, I can't cook without a pair of gloves because I like to manhandle. I like to manhandle my pot. And what she does all the time is hide these gloves in a different spot. You know, hides my spoon. Always putting things in a different place, and it's like, you know, why keep doing that? Put them in the same place so I know where to find the stuff. My goodness. All right, so that pot is probably good and hot. Just a little bit of olive oil in there. Get that olive oil going. Spread that around, and I know the angle on the dangle. Oh, had a little water in there. Oh shit, that started popping. I know the angle on the dangle ain't great, but look at there. Just slide it off in there. The pork and the onions. Get the pork and the onions. Listen to that sizzle sizzle. Okay. Man, the smell coming off there is absolutely delicious, I'm telling you. And I just come in here and I just start hitting it with my spices before I'm even gonna make the first turn. What do I got right there? Cayenne pepper, Spanish paprika. All I do is paint the top of this thing. I just paint it red. Let's go with chili. Let's paint this whole thing red. What do I want to go with here? A little bit of ginger. Can't go wrong with that. And I didn't get any fresh ginger from the market, so I'll just go with what we got right there. What is this? That's not the soy sauce I'm looking for. I think that's the Datu Puti. Give that just a little bit of stir. Oh yeah, that's working out real well. Folks, cooking with cast iron, you can't beat it. I mean, it's just no comparison to cooking in any other pan. The taste is better. You know, the darn thing don't stick. As long as you just take care of it just a little bit by putting a little bit of oil on it when you get done. It's not gonna rust on you. You know, if you don't oil it up after you get done cooking it, well yeah, it's iron. It's gonna have some rust on it when you come back. But this is the Lodge 3.2 quart cast iron combo cooker by Lodge Manufacturing, made by the good folks down in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. That's made in America right there. You can get them here in the Philippines off of Lazada because they do have a authorized dealer here in the Philippines. They're legitimate products. I didn't believe it at first because they're about the same price as you buy these things in the States, which led me to believe they were knockoffs, but they're not. Just go to the Lodge flagship store on Lazada. Now, some of the prices are more, but this skillet right here, what I paid for it was about the same price as on the website. Legitimate products made in America right there. Now folks, with just the spices that I put on here, this is smelling to where, if I were gonna cook for myself, I'm not saying every time, but if I were gonna cook for myself, I would not come in here with the spices that I'm about to come in here with. Not the spices, the sauces. Because this right here, oh my gosh, this is just smelling like America to me. But my Filipina girl, my old lady, does not have the same taste that I do, my same flavors. What she wants is more of a, well, let me just tell you what she loves. Okay, I hit it with some oyster sauce. Okay, now oyster sauce goes in a lot of Thai dishes, whether you like oysters or not. And to be honest, I don't even know how they make this oyster sauce, right? I don't know if it's oysters or if it's just that's the name of it or what have you. Oyster sauce, sesame oil. Hey, baby, what you doing in there? A little bit of sesame oil. And I'm not a big fan of the datu puti, but that's what Filipino wife number one likes. So I come in there with the datu puti. And so with those three things right there, I create a flavor that so far no Filipina has complained about. They really like that. My spices, soy sauce, oyster sauce, sesame oil. Now obviously, once I get all the vegetables in there, I'm gonna hit it with 3 of these flavor cubes too. But again, I'm catering to their taste, not necessarily mine. It's gonna be delicious, don't get me wrong. It's gonna be delicious. But if I were serving this in the States, I wouldn't serve this every night like this. But if I don't stick to this flavor, sometimes they're not as happy. Now that I've got the pork and the onions, my flavors locked in, that's when I just start adding the vegetables. Okay? Start adding the vegetables in here. You know, check the consistency. I always do end up adding a lot of water. So it'll start out, you're thinking it's soup, but it basically turns into like a sauce. You know, you just keep cooking it, reducing it down. The end result, what I'm looking for is a sauce, not really a soup. And she may have cooked up more vegetables than I can fit in here. That's okay. But I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just leave them taters. I'll leave those taters and I might just fry them up later. That's a great idea. So see how things change? Absolutely, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fry potatoes with this. All right, get that down in there. Throw a little water on it. And just let that cook. Let it sizzle. Cooking ain't rocket science, folks. What I always say. Just put the meat on some heat, some vegetables and spices. You can't really mess it up. Can't mess it up. Like me, I've never burned anything ever cooking. Never. You never seen nothing on my channel that I burned, let it cook too long to where it's rubbery, nothing like that. That ain't never happened, okay? All right, so enough about the cooking, folks. Let's go to topics. So, I'll tell you what Fatima said to me. Fatima said a couple days ago, she's, you know, I'm always joking with her and saying, hey, Fatima, you are so lucky to be with me, right? A few days ago, Fatima tried to tell me, she said, you are so lucky to be with me.
Yeah, you are.
Baby, you were out there being all quiet, not saying nothing, and then the minute I start talking about that, you got these dog ears.
Because you're doing this custom.
Baby, okay. I said, baby, there's a million Filipinos out there that would love to take your place and be here with me on my cooking show. So can you tell everybody why that,
You're laughing.
yeah, why do you think I'm so lucky to be with you? She can't come up with a first reason.
If you're doing too much problem, who's the one who solved? Fatima. Who's the one who framed that?
Okay.
Fatima.
Okay, so if I cause too much problems, you're always the one who takes care of me.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. She's with the kids in the bedroom. Like I said, it's Murphy's Law. Anytime you break out a camera, kids get fired up. Here's the lid to the large 3.2 quart cast iron combo cooker, which doubles as another skillet, another frying pan. That's what makes this thing such a great product, especially for the price. And folks, this thing has seen everyday action since we got it. It's been on camping trips to the beach. It's been washed in salt water. I mean, just a great piece of cooking gear. You know, talking about, you know, since these current times that we're in, a lot of folks have been working from home, working on these, what do they call it, Zoom calls or Microsoft Teams or Google, whatever they call it. And you see all these things on TV where, you know, people are on these Zoom calls and they don't realize they got the camera on and they either stand up butt naked, you know, they just got their shirt and their tie and their coat on. I mean, because you're working from home and they stand up, you know, and they're in their damn underwear, butt naked from here down. Or you got kids bursting through the door when you're on some type of meeting, or, you know, folks filmed in the action because they're on a damn Zoom call with 15 people. And what would possess them to do that during the Zoom call when they know that their camera is going? I don't know. I guess, you know, you just let your guard down and get lackadaisical because you're at your house. And, you know, my old man used to say, well, he had several principles, but philosophies about business, you know, and it was like, one good philosophy was, you either got to get into business or get out of business. There's no in between. You know, if you're anywhere in between, you're going to fail, you're not going to make it, you're not going to get anywhere. So you basically got to commit to be in business or be out of business. And that's great philosophy. Not that he made that up. I mean, that's probably from millions of years ago, right? Somebody saying that. But the other thing he said is like trying to have a home office. Now look, with the internet and the way things have changed now, but back before the internet, you know, if you're trying to run a business and you're trying to be cheap and have a home office, he said that never works. You can't run a business with a home office. You got to go out and get an office, you know, legitimate address. You don't have all these distractions or noises in the background. You're trying to talk on the phone to people. And that was his philosophy back in the day. You know, a lot of people are working remotely. You know, things and times are changing, but you know, when you're trying to work out of your home and you got the kids and the old lady and everything around you, there are some challenges. You know, there definitely are some challenges. Now, with all that said, I love it because right now my lifestyle, I get to hang out with my kids pretty much 24 hours a day. And if I was back in the States in the typical grind where I'm working 60 to 70 hours a week, you know, how long are you seeing your kids on a daily basis? You see them like an hour in the morning, get them dressed, get them ready, feed them breakfast, ship them off to school. At night, you see them for about an hour or two around dinner, watching some TV. So I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I guess even with the frustrations, it's so much better being able to hang out with your kids all day instead of only seeing them 2-3 hours a day. So anyhow, when my kids start hooping and hollering when I'm trying to film, I just laugh about it. You just got to turn the camera off and hang out with them, get them settled down. You know, let the old lady take them in the other room, whatever, and when they get settled down, and I got time to pick the camera back up, then I just go ahead with what I'm doing. And I think my lifestyle right now, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to hang out with the kids all the time. It's just a wonderful thing. Especially at my age. Damn pirate looking at 50. How many more years I got? I mean, I got to make every moment count. Every moment, especially with my kids, count because, you know, I'm a pirate looking at 50. They're 2 and 3 years old. I got plenty of extra time to spend with, at least, you know, Forrest, she's got plenty of time to spend with his mother. She's only 20-something years old. This old man is a pirate looking at 50. I'm rocking out to my Nashville video. Great soundtrack, excellent soundtrack, great time in Nashville. Well, right at a year ago. If I forget to put the link down in the description, just put Nashville, Overstay Road, boom, you're gonna see my face right there in Tootsie's Lounge. Guy named Peter B, and I don't remember the name of the band right offhand, but they rocked it out that night. I was hanging out with my old man. Shout out to you, Pops, man. Me and him partied all through the years, folks. I mean, you know, one of the good things about, the 90s, right? You know, I turned 21, well, just the 90s were great. If you're into country music. The 90s were country music, line dancing, country bars, country concerts, my gosh. And if you weren't a country music fan, well, yeah, maybe the 90s weren't that great for you, but I'm gonna tell you, back when everybody was line dancing, and one of the most popular places in Nashville, Tennessee was the, was it the Wild Horse Saloon? Wild Horse, it was a Wild Horse Saloon. Right there in Nashville, they used to broadcast, you know, several shows. For that, for a time, that was the place to be. You know? I don't know, anyhow, great time. That's a great soundtrack. Back to my cooking show here. Once all my stuff is pretty much almost good to go, I pop the top on it and I just let it cook. And you can see all that steam coming off there, right? So what I'm doing is just reducing it down, getting the water out of there. Let it continue to cook so it's done. But just naturally let that reduce down. And by the time it reduces down, it should be fully cooked. And it's gonna be more like a sauce, like a thick, it's not gonna be thick like General Cho's chicken thick. I could easily cheat. I don't want to say cheat, but I could add cornstarch in there and thicken it up. I can add flour. I mean, I can make it thick. But I just choose to let it reduce down on its own naturally. I think the flavor's better. And it'll be the consistency that I want it. But I mean, it's easy to put some cornstarch in there. And I shouldn't say that's cheating. I mean, that's cooking. But I choose not to use cornstarch. Probably about 5 minutes on the sizzle zizzle. Once it gets done with the sizzle zizzle, you know, kill the heat, because your cast iron skillet is going to retain heat for quite some time. So if you think that stuff is going to be done in 10 minutes, well, I mean, you can kill the heat in about 4 minutes and let it sizzle zizzle for 6 minutes. Some ratio, something like that, right? And folks, I wasn't feeling good last night. All of a sudden I had a fever. I mean, I went from feeling good to like a train hit me. And I had some shit to do this morning. I had to get up and be online. And I was like really worried I wouldn't be able to get my ass up off the mattress. Laid there all night, really didn't get any sleep. But somewhere in the middle of the night, my fever finally broke. I was able to get my ass up this morning and handle business. And now it's the afternoon. You know, a couple of Jim Beams and water. I'm feeling much better. I think it was probably the 8 hour hot Rona virus. See, I didn't want to put that too close together, or the voice recognition software would pick it up, put it together, and then I get that big ass fucking warning at the top of the video, right? But you know what's sad about this situation? Like, say you do have an illness and you have a fever, you think twice about going to the doctor or going to the hospital. You really do. It really hesitates you on taking care of your health, because you're scared as fuck if you've got a fever to go over there, and then next thing you know, they want to quarantine your ass, or whatever the protocol of the fucking day is, right? And you hesitate, like, oh shit, I got a fever. You know, the damn tests aren't accurate. So you go over there and, oh, you got a fever, and you get a bullshit test. Now next thing you know, what are you gonna do to me, you know? So you just fucking ride it out. Ride it out. That's one of the downsides of what's happened. I mean, maybe not in your opinion, but you know, if you're in the States listening, it's different protocols every country you go to. Can't trust the goddamn test kits. Trust me. I'm gonna talk about that on another video. I'm not gonna bring it up here during my cooking show, other than to say last night I wasn't feeling well. I had a fever. Now I'm straight. You know, I'm straight. So could be that 8-hour to 6-hour Rona. What I'm gonna do is transfer the deliciousness here in this old aluminum pan where I can go ahead and fry the taters. Got Fatima's back. Of course, she was playing outside. They came back and said, "Where's Maria?" And she's next door doing vidjoki with the folks over there. All right. Grab everything up here. Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm gonna tell you, I only spilled just a little bit. And I don't trust this handle on this thing. We'll go like this. Check that out. Oh my goodness, look at the deliciousness coming to you live. What I'm gonna do, you see that skillet right there? All you do is wipe it out and just keep rolling. Ain't nothing gonna stick in that skillet. We need a little bit of water. Hot skillet, don't put it under the cold water because you might crack the iron, right? You take something hot and put it in the cold, it's gonna crack. So let me let it cool down. I need a little bit of water to clean it out before I throw the oil in there and start frying stuff. I'm sure you've all probably heard zombie, but do you know what zombie was based on or context behind it? Just look it up, but there's a very impactful meaning behind the song Zombie. And you know what? I'm not going to go into it because I want you, if you're that curious, to look it up on your own. And you know, when you read something, you have a different perspective because you're filling in the blanks. You can't see photos, you can't see images, you're reading something. In your head, zombie. Now I'm gonna fry. Oh, don't put it over there. I'm gonna fry some taters. A little bit of oil going in there.